Language is weird, like really weird. Like we have an entire field of study devoted to trying to figure out and explain to other people what makes language so really very weird. One of my favorite quirks of language is linguistic ambiguity, the notion that depending on how I say the sentence, which word I use, which synonym, and the order, and various other things, the entire meaning of the sentence can be changed. And no matter how careful I am, misunderstandings can still occur. This is the basic of most simple jokes, down to the classic of why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. To be honest, for the very, very longest time, I thought that this was an anti joke. The sort of joke which isn't very funny and is usually very obvious. What do you call a woman who practices medicine? A doctor! Make sure you subscribe for more comedic genius. But chickens crossing roads isn't like that. The other side may very well just mean the other side of the road, but it's also a common reference for the afterlife. So, why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Lexical ambiguity is that ambiguity which comes from a word or phrase having multiple meanings, not to be confused with homophones, that is, words which sound the same but are entirely different, like there and there, and there. The most famous lexical ambiguity sentence, or one of, is buffalo, 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 buffalo. The joke is that buffalo, in addition to being an animal, is also a place in New York and a rather uncommon way to say to bully. So when I say buffalo, buffalo, that, what I'm really saying is that New York bison, which New York bison bully, bully New York bison. It's frustrating to me because the sentence is intentionally dense. There's no real purpose to it except to, well, I was going to say confuse, but let's be honest, it's just a weird flex. But I can do better. The key is using the recent trend of verbing nouns or nouning verbs. This is actually pretty common in language. In Dutch, for example, nouning an adjective is quite common. If I want advice on which tie looks better, this blue one or red one, a Dutch person in Dutch would just say the red. One is implied. My example is going to be a little bit more obscure and noun a conjunction. There's a bit of context involved, but trust me, the wait is worth it. And unlike buffalo, 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 it actually makes sense. See, back in my hometown, there was a small diner owner named Mort, and appropriately, his diner was named Mort's Family Restaurant. Now, one day he decided he wanted to make it a true family restaurant and bring his sons into the business. So he went to the local sign maker and he said, "Hey, I need a new sign for my diner. I want it to say Mort and Sons Family Restaurant." The sign maker said, "Yeah, okay, sure, I can do that for you." And so the sign maker did his thing. About a week later, Mort gets the call that the sign's done, and he's frustrated, confused, because the sign does not say Mort and Sons Family Restaurant. It says Mort and Sons Family Restaurant. He approaches the sign maker and says, "You made a mistake. It needs to say Mort and Sons Family Restaurant." The sign maker looks at him like he's a little bit crazy or daft, and yeah, Mortenson's Family Restaurant. No, not Mort and Sons. There needs to be a space between Mort and I'm not sure you can even really call this lexical ambiguity because it's honestly the natural way that the sentence comes out and perfectly understandable. But you have to admit, it looks a little strange written down. As always, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving like, comment, sharing. It really helps the channel grow. And consider subscribing so you never miss out. Until next time, see ya.